Good evening and welcome to the Being Successful with Your New Year's Resolution class. I hope everyone is having a great start to the new year. Tonight our presentation is about keeping your New Year's resolutions. I would like to introduce you to our presenters for the evening, Jane and Bob Rowe, Chelsea Gonzalez, Renee Meyer, Matt Rowe, and myself, Elke Major. Some participants are joining us through Zoom link, and in that case, you just need to watch as the visual posts will be included within the Zoom presentation. If you are just using your phone line for audio and viewing on Facebook, then go to the event page and click on the resolutions album. You'll then be able to follow along with the visual presentation by using the arrow to follow along. The photos are labeled. But before we officially begin this topic, I would like to once again read our disclaimer. We are not medical professionals. We are sharing information to empower others to take responsibility for their own health and the health of their family. Young living is all about vibrant health, wellness, and taking charge of your own lifestyle and wellness choices. We believe that when you reduce toxins and give the body the normal and natural support that it needs, the body is then empowered for optimal performance. The information provided in this class is for educational purposes only. It is not intended to diagnose, prescribe, or treat any condition of the body and should not be used as a substitute for medical counseling with a healthcare professional. If you have any major health concerns, consult your healthcare professional before using these products. Use and application of this information is solely for your responsibility. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and move on to goal setting. In goal setting, we have many choices in life, and the way we look at each situation and choice is very important. I'm assuming that each of us made our resolution in hopes that we will improve our health for many years to come. When creating a healthy lifestyle change, it is important to make sure we visualize it from a perspective of what we want or intend to gain, rather than what we want to lose or get rid of. This positive perspective allows us to create a journey for ourselves that we can look forward to indefinitely, rather than just a destination which we can obtain, but then no longer entices us once we've reached that. And we've probably noticed that sometimes when we've made New Year's resolutions, once we get there or the pain stops, we tend to go back to where we started. Another way to look at this is that we want our goals to be inspired, something that we're passionate about, rather than motivated. Let's dissect this. Something that is inspired is more intuitive or in your spirit. It comes from within, whereas motivation is induced. It is something from the outside of us, brought upon us. Motivation can be a big impact as well, but our vision dwindles as we begin to lose that force brought upon us. We need to have dreams that we are passionate about. Many times this means we get emotional about them. Some of us might not like them, but those are the best ways to make our dreams and realize those. Don't be afraid to whittle away the layers and keep asking yourself, why do I want this so much? We need to know what it is that we want and also why we want it. Once our dreams are unearthed, then our goals are comprised of the steps or milestones to successfully reach these dreams. A quote from Friedrich Nietzsche says, "He who has a why can endure anyhow." And this is kind of what we're looking for with these New Year's resolutions, because sometimes they're not easy. Sometimes we tend to hit a wall. I'd like to now introduce our next presenter, Chelsea Gonzalez. Chelsea is a certified health coach and business coach, and she has been with her company for 5.5 years and has worked with hundreds of people to make measurable changes to improve their health. Take it away, Chelsea.
Thanks so much, Elke, and welcome everybody to the Zoom tonight. My story, as you can see in the picture, I'm in the upper left-hand corner with my husband. And my story started in 2010 when my mother inspired me, who is Jane Rowe. And she really inspired me because I'd watched her most of her life struggle with weight and health issues that came along with that, like fatigue. And when she started getting healthy, she helped me get healthy. And I dropped 116 pounds in a year. My husband dropped 173 pounds in about 14 months afterwards. And very quickly, my symptoms, my diseases that I had been diagnosed with and been struggling with for years dissipated and went away. And I've been symptom-free for about almost 6 years now. I became a health coach to help people, and I also really got into Young Living essential oils around the same time, because when I had eczema, which is a skin disorder, I had reduced all the chemicals and fragrances in our house, and I wanted to use essential oils because it was, natural and non-toxic and all that. So my story really is multifaceted. It's more than just weight loss. That just is the catalyst that really improved all the different areas of my health. And using essential oils has been part of that and supporting my journey as well. So when we talk about what matters to you when it comes to your life and your health, that is really the fundamental question. And what Elke was talking about with that internal desire, you want to be clear on what that really means to you, because otherwise it's so easy to fall back into old habits. We do 40% of our daily life on automatic. So those habits are a safety feature that we've developed over millennia, and it's really important for us to understand how that can interact. So what does optimal health mean for you? What does that look like? Have you visualized it? Have you thought about it? Would that allow you to play on the floor with your kids? Would that allow you to work a job? Like for me, I had lost a job because I was too sick to work. So that freed up money, because I was able to go back to work. What you really want to explore what that looks like. What freedoms would that give you? Where do you want to be at the end of this year? Have you thought about that since it's, New Year's? And what about in the next 5 years or even the next 10 years? My weight loss was pretty significant very quickly, but you can really accomplish a lot over the years. And my journey started with weight loss and moved into all the different areas of sleep, movement, stress management, money management, all those. So know what you want, and then also why it's important to you. And what you really want to do is explore this with somebody that knows you very well and that you trust. Or if you have a health mentor, that could look like having a health coach, or it could look like going to your doctor, especially if you have a holistic doctor, or it could be your Young Living representative if that's somebody that you trust and that you really rely on to talk about these things. Having accountability is really essential. And so it's important to write your goals out. And next, Jane is going to show you some examples of how to create SMART goals. Go ahead, Jane.
Thanks, Chels. So here on this next slide here, there's a picture of John Neighbor. So I was a swimmer, and then I was a swim coach. And so I helped a lot of people with goal setting in the past. And John Neighbor is one of the first people that I personally heard of where you break things down into baby steps. He wanted to get a gold medal. He knew how many seconds away he was going to be, have to be to get that. And then it seems overwhelming, right? If it seems like that's too big, that's too much. And he broke it all the way down to how many milliseconds he would have to improve every day in the pool in order to reach that goal. And so that was like over a 4-year amount of time, because the Olympics are every 4 years. So he was kind of my first inspiration on making goals. And of course, you want to have really SMART goals. So you need to be specific. He was very specific. He knew exactly which time he needed to get to. And he needed that measurable. So he had it broken down, like I said, into little milliseconds. Obtainable, by breaking it down, that's what helped him think it was obtainable. And that's really one of the keys for him. It was very relevant for where he was at in his life, and it was time-based, very much so, with really had some deadlines when you're trying to make the Olympics. So I have on the right just an example. Structural tension chart is just one tool you can use when you're going to make some goals. You want to always first look, where are you at right now, right? So right now had gained back just a little bit of weight that I had lost before, a lot of travel. It's easy to get that weight back on when you're traveling a whole bunch. But anyways, that's where I'm at realistically. So I put that down, the weight that I'm at right now. I'm not in very good shape right now, and I want to be, because my primary goal is to be healthy, vibrant. I want to get back down to that 128, 130 range, because I want to really be an outdoors woman, right? I want to fish, I want to hike, and those are the things that I want to do. And that's what the vibrant and healthy life looks like to me, is fly fishing and hiking in Montana. The other thing that's very important right now is we're building a house, and we've got 10 acres that we're building that on. So I don't want to incur injury while I'm working on the house, or if I'm working around the property once the house is done. So that's why my primary goal is to be vibrant and healthy that way. And you can see I've broken those down into steps, things I need to do every day, things I should be checking on each week, and even a monthly deal where I can celebrate with a special activity or outing to celebrate where I'm at each point. So with that, hopefully that gives you an idea, and we'll move back to Elke, because choices, you can write them down, but how do you make it happen?
Okay. I have certainly learned that those daily choices do make a difference in a healthy journey. Both Jane's husband, Bob, and I have had heart attacks and have had to make some lifestyle choices to prevent another heart attack in the future. And we're going to discuss some of the choices and kind of how we learn to make those. We have both since learned that one decision is not what landed us in the hospital, but an unhealthy trend of choices got us into the circumstances we were faced with. In fact, each lifestyle choice that we make either brings us closer to health or disease. Once again, let me read that again. Each lifestyle choice that we make brings us either closer to health or disease. And we also learned that being symptom-free was not the same as being healthy. My story and how I got to where I am today, in December of 2009, I had a complete physical and was given a clean bill of health. My blood pressure and cholesterol were under control thanks to a daily dose of medication, which kind of is something that gave me an unrealistic perspective. I didn't really know what my current reality was because of that. 3 weeks later, on January 20th, 2010, I had a heart attack. The only way I even had any inkling of what was going on was that a coworker 3 years earlier at my place of employment did a presentation on how heart attacks present themselves differently in women. And for some reason that stuck in the back of my mind. The day of my attack, I did say, I'm not sure if I'm having a heart attack, but something is wrong. Those words helped save my life, both at home and in the hospital. So if any of you out there do not know the warning signs for women, I urge you to Google it, whether you're a woman or you're close to a woman, a wife or a mother, etc. I had the luck to work with an amazing cardiologist who started me on a weight loss plan. In fact, what he gave me did not work, and I stuck to it completely, but he was open enough to allow me to start a plan where I was able to lose 118 pounds. And that was the same plan that Jane and Chelsea and her husband used. And that opened my eyes to the possibility of true health through mindful eating and small lifestyle changes as well as exercise. I began to feel that health was more than the absence of dangerous symptoms. Since my heart attack, I've had to be very careful to limit inflammation in my body and be careful about side effects of many over-the-counter medications. My choice was to live a healthy lifestyle, work with my body to create an environment of wellness at a cellular level, and take out as many toxins as possible out of my environment and daily lifestyle so that health would prevail and my dependence on artificial remedies was reduced. For me, specifically, maintaining a healthy body is a better focus than masking a symptom, and it was a transition that my physician was comfortable with. This is what happened to open my eyes to the amazing world of essential oils. and realizing I did not have to be unhealthy or sick to naturally support my body. Essential oils are great for lots of things, and they help with wellness. So how do we incorporate successful change into our everyday lives? Basically the same way we eat an elephant, one bite at a time, as the old adage says. Trying to focus on changing everything at once is likely to create a seemingly impossible situation. When you're worried about getting enough sleep and getting enough exercise and drinking enough water and making meals for yourself constantly that are healthy, it really is overwhelming when we look at it that way. Making small changes and doing that intentionally, and that's what's going to add up to make a great impact. A great formula that I was introduced to through Take Shape for Life is something called Stop, Challenge, and Choose. Let me give you an example of how this tool works to reestablish focus. Say, for example, I'm at my niece's first birthday party and I'm offered a piece of cake. I quickly think through these steps. First, I stop myself from making that rash decision of just going, okay, I'm going to have that cake. Then I might ask or challenge myself quietly, just in my head by contemplating, is it more important for me to eat the sweet store-bought cake that I would rather, or would I rather be one step closer to my goal? And that could be anything, like Chelsea had mentioned, possibly comfortably fitting into an airplane seat on my next trip, or playing with kids on the floor, etc. And in this situation, for me, that would be an easy choice, and I would just say, no, thank you. It's not hurting anybody's feelings. The child is not going to know 20 years from now that you didn't have a piece of cake, etc. With this formula, your decisions are becoming well thought out, and your focus is constantly being redirected to your goals and dreams. Even if your choice was, okay, it's more important, but I'm just going to take a teeny tiny bite, you're still headed towards your goals, and you know where you are, and those are always in front of you. Your lifestyle changes are becoming intentional, and your goals and dreams are becoming more realistic and clear. You are back in control of your situation, and that's where you want to be in order to direct yourself to your goals and dreams.
Thank you so much, Elke. And it's really, I love the example you gave, because that's a real life example that we all face pretty often. And one of the other terms I wanted to share tonight was something called a habit loop. And what that means is everything we do is generally a habit in some form. And when we talk about these, all these different things you can do to improve your health, I'm going to use a very specific example of how to improve your health simply by drinking water. So many people, one second here. Many people, their cue or their trigger when they're going to drink something is that they're thirsty. So a typical habit loop of disease where, you're not really improving your health by doing it, your cue would be that you're thirsty. Your action would be that you drink soda or juice or some other beverage that's not water. And the reward that you get out of that is you feel satisfied. So that is a very typical habit loop that we all have. And to switch that around and really make it a healthier habit loop is you can utilize essential oils by adding them to your water to add some really great flavor. So not only does it taste good, and it has some amazing benefits when it comes to your health. So your cue would be you're thirsty. That doesn't change. Your action step does change. So you drink water with some essential oils, and we always recommend doing that in glass container. Oh, my Bob there on camera is putting some essential oils in his water right now. And then the reward is still the same. You still feel satisfied. But the benefit of switching this action is you're getting more hydrated. Water is essential. We are made up of 70% water. And you're getting the healthful benefits of adding essential oils. And I always recommend, we do not ever want you to drink essential oils that are not therapeutic grade, like Young Living. Not all essential oils are created equal. So peppermint is well known for its benefits for the digestive system. You may want to Google limonene, as that is one of the beneficial constituents in citrus essential oils. And like my favorite is grapefruit. So we all have our favorites. You can try a bunch of different kinds, and your Young Living rep, of course, can also help you figure that out. Renee is going to elaborate on using essential oils for emotional support and mental focus and how aromatherapy works.
Thank you very much, Chelsea. I know for me, since I've gotten in that habit of drinking water with essential oils, I no longer really have the taste for anything else. I don't enjoy juice. It's too sugary. I gave up pop a long time ago. So that is the perfect example of that habit loop working for me. It's just I don't have the taste for it. So now you see on your screen, we're going to talk about emotional support in a bottle. First, I want to quickly go through how that works. So when you inhale a tiny molecule of therapeutic grade essential oil, you are processing those molecules through your olfactory system, which is directly linked to the limbic lobe of the brain. This also is the emotional control center for your body. So notice on the graphic there, you'll see the olfactory bulb sits very close to the sinuses, which is obviously where you're going to inhale these tiny molecules. So emotions such as anxiety, depression, fear, they're all developed in this region of the brain. Why does that work and help with our emotions? It's because we inhale it, and those essential oils are going directly. It's like a direct travel mode right to that emotional center. These therapeutic grade essential oils can be powerful agents to naturally help release stress and emotional trauma and support feelings of confidence, well-being, and promote joy. So really quick, you'll see a few of the oils for emotions down there. I wanted to highlight one of my favorites, which is joy. I use this almost on a daily basis, especially this time of year where we have kind of those little down moments. It may be seasonal. It may just be, you just may need a pick-me-up. I apply that over my heart and sometimes put it on my wrist. One of my favorites. So the next one I wanted to highlight real quick is Valor, and that is one that we use in my household to boost confidence, to overcome fearful moments. I've been putting it on my 5-year-old in the morning, and he loves the scent of it. And I think it's really helped with his behavior and helped him listen to his teacher, help him focus a little bit. He thinks it makes him run faster, and I'm going to go ahead and let him believe that. It's a great scent as well. So I will just move on to the next slide, and I want to talk about an amazing kit called the Feelings Kit that Young Living has created, this wonderful kit that you can purchase to promote emotional release and rediscover your confidence. This kit features the 6 oils you'll see here on the screen, and I'm not going to go into them in depth, but I do want to send out a reminder that if you have questions about these and how these could work for you, please go to the healthyconnections.biz website and or our healthyconnections.biz team page on Facebook. Call whoever invited you to this class. We would all be happy to talk to you more about these and how you could get these in your hands to help you with your emotional stability. So let's quickly go to the next slide and talk about a couple of the other oils that are formulated to support emotional wellness. I wanted to highlight Awaken. That one is an inspiring combination. It is a blend that may help you progress towards your highest potential. I think we could all use a little bit of that one. Gratitude is another one. It's a very soothing blend. It can help alleviate the spirit and calm emotions and bring relief to the body while helping to foster a grateful attitude. That's something that I know I need certain times of the day. So we'll move on to the next slide. I'm kind of moving a little quick because we're running a little behind on time here. So I want to talk about emotions and essential oils that promote focus and staying on task. And you see here a racehorse. So sometimes we need a tool to help us focus. Just like the blinders on the racehorse, they are used to help the horse concentrate and to reduce distractions from other horses galloping up beside them, or other distractions in the crowd can also spook that horse. So we too live in a world full of distractions. And sadly, it's not socially acceptable or appropriate for us to put on blinders throughout the day in our everyday life. So here are some essential oils that support mental focus. Clarity, as you see in the lower left, that promotes clear mind and alertness. It contains stimulating oils such as peppermint and rosemary. There was a study performed in Cincinnati, and inhaling peppermint, they showed that increased the mental accuracy of students by 28%. That's significant. Clarity can also be used to help restore mental alertness, wakefulness when you're experiencing fatigue or drowsiness. You can diffuse it, you can apply it topically. Real quick, I want to talk about frankincense. You know, that is one of my favorites that I like to use, and I actually used it while I was preparing for this class. Little sacred frankincense, put it in my diffuser. You can also put this one on your hairline to help with clarity and focus. I have a lot of distractions in my household throughout the day, so sitting down, I have a very limited time on when I can sit and focus on resources or research such as for a class like this. So I definitely need extra tools, and I think all of us could use those. You'll also see Brain Power. That's a great blend that you can use topically. You can diffuse it. It's a rich, invigorating scent. And MindWise is a new wellness serum. So this is something you take internally. It provides vitamin D, which we all need, especially this time of year. We're not getting that natural vitamin D. It's a go-to supplement for supporting the mind and memory. So that, I believe, is I'm going to just end with that.
Thanks, Renee. And, we're going to move real quickly into nutrition. And if you're not at a healthy weight or physically active or getting enough sleep, your body and your brain are not operating at optimal performance. And I'm sure you've probably heard from your doctor that you should eat better and exercise. But what does that actually mean in your life, and how do you actually do that? And again, it's about breaking it down into steps that are doable in your daily activities. Exercise is not the most conducive way to lose weight, but it can build muscle, it can improve aerobic fitness and strength. It's an amazing stress reliever, and it can really help you sleep as well. And food, we find, is your medicine. I say this all the time. Food is your medicine. Medicine is your food. It's amazing how when my nutrition changed, my whole body, everything changed about it, including the pain amount that I was dealing with on a daily basis. So when you're eating low glycemic balanced foods throughout the day, every 2 to 3 hours, you can see a huge impact on the way that you feel physically and mentally, for the base fact that your blood sugar is stabilized throughout the day, and that really impacts all things in your body. If you can imagine that your body is like a big bonfire, it needs to be fueled consistently, otherwise it will burn out. So your metabolism really does work the best if you're fueling it on a consistent basis. And now we have Bob. He's going to share some tools that can assist you to improve your nutrition beyond what you're eating, and what tools can help you when it comes to movement and exercise, or getting enough sleep in your life. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks, Chels. Being the elder statesman, I often get the nod to talk about supplements, exercise, and sleep. And as Elke mentioned earlier, I too had a heart attack in the December of 2008. And unfortunately, an event like that is a major wake-up call, and knowing and admitting to the things that, you obviously have not done well to take care of yourself. The long story short is I was in a very stressful job, and I didn't do the things I should have done to relieve the stress. In fact, I did the opposite. Smoking was a horrible thing, and it really caused the heart disease. But along with the bad eating habits and things of that nature, I was pushing 240 pounds when I got weighed in for my heart attack, and the result of 2 stints, and never had a cigarette since, and proud of that fact. And but it did take a life-changing event, to cause me to change my habits and to realign my thinking and those habits towards goals about being healthier. And Young Living essential oils and the supplements I'm going to briefly talk about in a moment were a big part of changing not just what I put in my mouth, but how I acted every day and what I inhaled, and it wasn't cigarettes. So for example, supplements. Some of the biggest supplements that Jane and I use on a daily basis is Ningxia Red. The chart you see in front of you speaks to all the ingredients of Ningxia Red. It's clearly one of the best choices that we make every single day to support our immune system and our digestive system. I didn't really realize this, but your digestive system is a major indicator of how healthy or unhealthy you are. So taking care of your digestive system and the Young Living supplements, beginning with Ningxia Red, will help you and your digestive system, which helps fuel the rest of your body. Master Formula is another full spectrum, multi-nutrient complex, providing premium vitamins and minerals